All right. How is it going, everyone? I am. I've been a little sick this last week, so hopefully this comes out okay. Um, but I wanted to do a pickup video because I have gotten a massive Transformers pickup over the last 4 or 5 days. Um, it was my birthday over the weekend, so I got stuff from that, and then a few pickups after that, and I just kind of wanted to do a video for it all. So I'm going to start with stuff I got for my birthday. Hopefully, I can keep the coughing fits under control and actually get this done. So, for my birthday, a friend got me Generation Sandstorm, who is amazing. And I usually don't care for repaints, but this is such a repaint remold that this is a different toy. This is nothing like Springer. I mean, very superficial. It's just, he's so cool. So, if you got Springer and you're on the fence about the repaint, get him anyway because you would love it, really. Um, but that was my first part of the birthday haul. Another friend found this, I guess, at a local. Well, actually, I think he said he found it at New Fire. We've talked about them several times and did the spotlight on them. They're video game and new and vintage, and then vintage toy, movies, music, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, he went there and he picked up G1 Weird Wolf, who is kind of loose and is missing his sword or his headmaster component, so I'll have to look about getting those at some point. But it's very cool nonetheless. I wasn't expecting a G1 toy, but very cool. Now, my wife, she buys, she'll figure I'm going to get him something expensive for his birthday, so she'll start saving up, or she'll buy it in January and hold on to it till August. So, I got a couple really cool things from her. Actually, she said one was from her and one's from my son, but and one is Masterpiece Rumble and Jaguar. Excuse me there. So I thought that was really cool. They are really neat. I'm just blown away by the engineering they can put into even a small cassette now, as opposed to what the G1 cassettes were, which were really cool, but not near what they can do now. And then the big thing for my birthday is one I've wanted for a while because I missed the original mold, and that is Year of the Snake Omega Supreme, and he is massive and just super cool. So I'm very happy to get him. I think he was an Energon. I never got the original mold, so I'm just very happy to have him. But that is a lot of what I got for the birthday. Very cool mix of stuff. Now, a couple days later, I guess, Tuesday, we keep holding out the theory that we're going to find a Masterpiece Soundwave. So, I was sick, the sun was here, so my wife said, well, you know what, Toys R Us opens at 10, I'll just run up there, see if they got anything, and then come home. I'm like, okay. So she goes up there, and she's like, well, there's no Masterpiece Soundwaves, they don't even have a spot on the shelf yet. But they do have some of the Transformer Generation stuff in. And she went over that, and she's like, do you want any of these? And I'm like, well, yeah, technically I probably want all of them. So she brought home Generations Megatron, who is an incredibly cool looking design. His comic book, I've opened these just to read the comic book so far, is probably the best out of the three I've read. And then we've got Trail Cutter. His was pretty good. And then Bumblebee. So, very happy to get those. Comics were all good. I just think Megatron's was best. And then she did get me Soundwave. The little Beast Hunters Cyberverse. So that was very cool. Now, the funny thing is about Toys R Us, um, is she goes and she's checking out, right? And she gets rung up and they do all this and they're done. And then the guy's like, was there anything else you were looking for? And she's like, well, when are the trucks coming in? You know, and he's like, well, like Tuesdays and Thursdays or whatever. And he was like, why? Is there something you're looking for? And she said, well, I want the big Masterpiece, you know, the Masterpiece Soundwave, the really big one that's supposed to come out. And he's like, oh, hold on a second. And he walks over to this like side area and goes up these stairs to like, I guess, the manager's office or something. It's not like a stock area. They usually have like the work schedule hanging up there. And he's up there for a minute and he comes back carrying this. And he's like, is this what you were looking for? And my wife blurts out in disbelief, you're shitting me. And he's like, no, well, we had some kind of a problem with our pre-orders getting messed up and we hadn't had a chance to put them on the shelf yet. Do you want this? And she's like, yes. So my wife comes home and she's like, well, I got you the 3 Transformers you wanted and I got you Soundwave. I'm like, oh, awesome. And then she's like, oh yeah, and a Soundwave. So yeah, in the last like 4 days, I got Masterpiece Soundwave, Year of the Snake, Omega Supreme, a bunch of other smaller ones, which is really awesome. Which is funny, because my wife bought me this one, because the chances of getting Soundwave seem so remote that, you know, it didn't even seem like we should bother, you know, like Optimus. Masterpiece Optimus. I only got Masterpiece Optimus because my mother-in-law was willing to go every day when they open and run back there to look, and she only found one on the shelf. That was it. I never saw it on the shelf. And with, you know, Toys R Us's inability to do anything useful, you know, it's like, okay, we're going to carry the Masterpieces. We're only going to get like 4 in per store. We won't do online orders for store delivery. We won't ship it to your home. I'm not even sure they do pre-orders, or if they do, it's only for a day and a half if you're lucky to catch it. I mean, it's like, how do they expect people to get this? I mean, I really don't understand. I don't know why Hasbro doesn't sell these on their website. I don't know why Toys R Us doesn't do something a little better, because the demand for these are there, I'm pretty sure. You know? And then, you know, when you try to figure all the collectors that want this, all the scalpers that want this so they can sell it for $250 online. I mean, it's like, how on earth is a normal person supposed to get it? I mean, you know, not even counting like the random rich kids who decide they want to buy it, you know, 3, 4 in a store. I mean, it's crazy. I've been reading on Cybertron. They're like, yeah, most Toys R Us get like 2 boxes and there's 2 in a box. It's like, it's crazy. Haven't seen Acid Storm. I'm not really sure I'm going to get Acid Storm because, well, I've got Thundercracker and he's just a repaint of that mold, so I'm not really sure I care. The only thing I did notice on here, and I don't know if anybody's really talked about it yet, is, you know, like, Prime was like MP10, I think. And, you know, like Starscream or Thundercracker was like MP12 or something like that. If you look at Soundwave, he is MP2. And from what I gather, Acid Storm is MP1. So evidently, the American releases now have their own MP numbering system apart from the Japanese release, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I'm going to stop here. Like I said, I haven't been feeling good, and I feel a massive coughing fit coming up here shortly, so I better stop. But I just wanted to give you a look at all this. Once I think I can talk long enough, I'm going to do a massive overview of him like I did Prime. So hopefully I'll get that sometime here soon. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll check in with you later. Thanks.